M Elements said the busy builder is now live, streaming miniatures.
Hello. Come on, come off. There we go. So one thing I noticed that got kind of screwed up yesterday is one of the lifting lugs for the commander's turret. That little bugger right there. Reattached. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. It's been quiet for me so far. Let's get you back over here. Trying to get some details done before I start decal application. Pretty sure that'll get covered by mud, so I'm not too worried about keeping it clean in terms of the line. But if anything does show, it'll be the right color. I could have cleaned that up a bit better too from those little Takom pips they always leave on their kits. Sorry if I sound a bit sniffly. I had a sneezing fit right before I started stream. I need a little bit more flexi brush for this. Why am I itchy today? One down, 13 more to go. Definitely had a rough time getting started today. You'll notice I'm not painting the back sides of the road wheels. You're not really going to see them. If you do, they're going to be dirty as all hell. I'm painting the faces that I'm going to see more easily. Anybody else working on anything? I definitely need to get some more brushes. I might head out tomorrow morning and do that. I always say that, and then I always wind up sleeping until 10 and feeling like crap. Now the forecast says it's not supposed to rain for another week. We were supposed to have snow yesterday. The mountains got some. We got a little bit of drizzle of rain. Nowhere near what we were forecast to have. Welcome to Utah, where the weather is like a strip club. It just teases the fuck out of you and doesn't give you what you want. I have a feeling today's going to be one of those days where I won't feel properly energetic until it's time to go to bed, which I despise that.
George Davis 7629 said, "Don't you just love cleaning road wheels?"
God, I hope that was sarcasm. If it wasn't, I'm gonna tell you to go take a roll in a blackberry bush.
George Davis 7629 said, "Especially when you finished and have forgot to paint one of them because it's on the floor or something."
No, I've made sure that they're not on the floor this time. I'm just trying to get these done before I do the decals and seal them and start doing the oil wash. Just having a real difficult time keeping my eyes open today. I want to go back to bed and take a nap. It's just how today's been. I'm just blech. I think I went a little too hard yesterday. I was up at 5:30. I didn't get to bed till 12:30. Woke up a few odd random times during the night. So how was your weekend, George? I am. Just, like I said, I ran myself a little too hard yesterday between work, weather, streaming when I got home. So we had a good 3-hour stream yesterday too, but there's nothing wrong with it. Just, I think it just bit off a little more than my old ass can chew. I just pushed myself too hard is all. God damn it.
At George Davis 7629 said, yeah, you were up late with that one.
No, that one I was, I was off. I mean, it was later in the day for sure. But it wasn't outside my usual, awake time, put it that way. It was just a long day. But I'm off tomorrow. I'm off the 1st. Still trying to think of what to spend my Bezos bucks on that I got gifted for Christmas. I'm really thinking about doing the SA13. Just because it's weird. what else have I talked about getting that I could use on the channel right now? Like supplies, items, anything. I know I need brushes, but I need to go and get those in person to make sure that they are what I need. And why is it so hard to get good brushes lately? Even the ones that are supposedly sable splay out like nylon with the first 1 or 2 times I use them these days.
At George Davis 7629 said the gift cards aren't going anywhere.
I know. They're just taking up space on my desk. There, maybe it won't feel like half my face is emitting light now. No, just all of it. That's better! Even yesterday when I woke up, it felt like I was kind of fighting off something sinusy, you know? I know the gift cards aren't going anywhere. The problem is they're only usable on Amazon. And I really hate it when I'm stuck using something in one place. I'd rather not have them on hand. Because the thing you finally realize you need, that you stumble upon, is always someplace else. It's like, well, that's great. That's the exact amount my cards are for, but I can't use them. you can go up here for now. Setting solution. No. You'll work. And time for decals. Takom decals are usually pretty good, but they fail when it comes to instructions. How in the fuck are you supposed to really make anything out of that? Get all these pushed back. And that right there, I don't know if you noticed that, that's the cause of most of the spillages of Microsol and Microset. There's a lip on the inside of the bottle that catches on the brush right there. Damn near every spillage of this shit that I've had is because of that. Wow, today's just turning into a veritable wine session for me, isn't it? I need to go have some cheese. Some water on here, because I was dumb and I installed the Hoffman device before I painted it, which, you know, it's nothing wrong, but I forgot that's where they normally put the name, is on the bore evacuator. the name of this tank happens to be Blade Runner. I got it under that one. I don't know if I'll be able to get it under the other one. Might have to cut it into bits and fit it. I really don't like the flat finish of the decals either. Let's see how we have to slice this up to keep it legible, mostly. Sorry if I'm a little quiet, I'm just concentrating. Yeah, it's jank as all hell, but it gives the illusion of being done right. Only reason I did it that way is this side had a gap under it I could slide it. This one was glued to it. What's funny is the instructions show two, or at least one Air Force used M60, because these were given to an EOD unit in Iraq. Or in Qatar, actually. One was named Godzilla, the other one's named King Kong.
Model student 20 said, "Hey ho. Sorry I missed cowboy hat face emoji."
It's alright.
At the model
You just
student
missed me
20
painting
said,
road
"I
wheels and ranting about stupid things. Today's been kind of a BS bitch session day for me. I don't like it. I guess that's what happens when you wake up and your head feels cloudy. My static grass applicator will be here this afternoon, supposedly. I'll probably do some off-stream tests with that. Combined with the frost effects stuff. See how it all blends together, and then if that works, we'll start working on the base for this. I don't know, what would you guys like to see me build? A ZSU-23 or an SA-10 Strela? Or SA-13 Gopher? The Shilka's by Meng. The Gopher's by Trumpeter. The little battery powered one, where you gotta put the wire down on where you're putting the grass. The closer you have the wire to where you're applying it, the better it works. It's what creates the charge between the applicator and the grass. That? Or you mean the, no. They're both tracked. One is a quad 23mm anti-aircraft tank, and the other one is a... The other one is an anti-aircraft missile system mounted on top of an MTLB tracked chassis. Is that a Frank? Nope, that's an alley. Sorry girl, no box. Got plenty of room on the counter though. No box. No box. No, don't chew on steak either. Let me take a second to make her a space, or she's going to be a right pain in the ass. Don't be like this today, huh?
At the model Steven 20 said nestle spot required.
Not always with her. Sometimes she's fine just on an empty counter. But I've already broken down all my empty boxes. Hey. Let me move the LAV. You be nice. Lie down. Good girl. See? You got a big spot there to spread your little butt out in. Beep boop. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Come on. Come here. Always so energetic, little brat. Now Mittens is here.
At the model Steven 20 said content down. Lol, here comes mine looking for treats.
Yeah, Mittens just came prowling down too. Come here, Mitty. Come on. Mittens. If I leave space, he gets up in the chair behind me sometimes. What, Mitty? Huh? What? Up! Come on! Up! Hop up! Good boy. He's not one to get on the table, though. Allie, don't crowd in.
At the model Steven 20 asked for those decals of reflective markers.
Not exactly reflective, more just a brighter sand color so you can identify things. Sometimes they could be reflective tape, though. Good boy, Mittens. Yeah. You too, Allie. Good girl. Stop staring at him like you want to attack him, though. You're not like that. No. If you're going to be a pain, you can go get in your donut. Let's have some chocolate orange. Dark chocolate orange.
It's a crazy vehicle. Very
I've seen them. Y'all know what I want.
At the model student 20 said new dark chocolate orange. Bomb.
And it looks like Zemi Models will be doing the Marine Corps ACV kit when it finally comes out. The air bubble out of there. I'm okay with it. I probably could have gone a little darker on the sand. But it's hard to tell because when you do it right, the sand looks like white. I didn't want the sand color going too far over into the yellow. Really? Hey, you two, don't fight behind me.
At the model
Mittens just
student
swiped at her.
20 said I like the pail.
Yeah, it seems like somebody was starting a fight, and it was Allie. Mittens swiped in response. Mimit! He's normally a good boy, but she kind of brings out the asshole in him from time to time. Getting the other decal to fit is going to be a right pain. I think there's some instances I've seen where they've moved that marking over onto the fender for ones with the plow on them.
The model student 20 said I am loving the part location on trumpeter runners. They seem to be laid out in an easy to find arrangement for some reason.
Well, trumpeter has... They've listened to a lot of customer feedback over the years since they started, because you gotta remember, they've been around for over 20 years now, you know? They've been around for like 25, almost 30. I don't remember when they really got their start. I don't really recall seeing their kits much until, I want to say, the early 2000s. And they were kind of... They were dogged on, but at the same time, people saw the potential. And they've listened to customer feedback, they've improved the way they do things and how they do things. And the past few years, they've been bringing out some really strong kits. Maybe a bit of both, because Hobby Boss and Trumpeter are essentially the same company. Alright, we'll let these dry for a sec, then we gotta give the whole thing another shot of clear. Maybe I'll just brush the clear over the decals, save the drying time. And the airbrush time and all that.
At the model student 20 said that's what I thought.
Yeah, the Russian stuff's a bit different in that regard. Fucking thoroughly cleaned this out yesterday. Fucking needle's stuck. Come on, you bastard. Get out. Can't even get it the fuck out. What the hell? Fucking pliers. This ain't right. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something. Where the fuck did you go? I don't know why, no matter how well I clean this airbrush, I could even do full disassembly and scrub down, it'll still get stuck in the morning. I don't know what it is. But it pisses me off every time. Because you go to use it and your needle gets stuck. And I don't want to risk jamming it forward too hard and splitting the nozzle. Where the fuck did red come from? I don't know. Hey Aries, you're coming in at a wonderful crash out time. Where the hell is the red coming from?
RS_Studios asks airbrush dirty?
Yeah, not exactly. But yeah, somehow it keeps trapping paint inside. Even if I do like a full disassembly teardown and stick it in the ultrasonic and all that shit, it still somehow seems to glue the needle in place with old paint that really shouldn't be there. I never really had that issue with the 150. It's always this gravity fed design. No, it's not being temperamental, it's just being mental.
RS_Studios asks what's up with the spin cam.
Oh, I probably hit the fucking wire. Yep. Because I had to open a drawer to get pliers to get the needle out of the airbrush.
RS_Studios said off.
Now that's an insult to the dinks from Spaceballs. How would they feel if their name was associated with airbrushes that didn't work well? I have no idea.
At the model student 20 said movie.
It moves fine now. I want to make sure that these are laying down properly. Need a brush that hasn't had lacquer thinner on it now. I figured you guys wouldn't want to cooperate back here. So while we wait for that to settle,
Model student 20 said old cheesy sci-fi movie, maybe 68 to 72, probably kinda Logan's runtime period.
now I've seen Logan's Run. I've seen what was that other fucking movie? Three Robots, Valley Forge, Silent Running. That's it. Wasted decals now. I'm not keeping any of those.
At the model student 20 said all is well again. Swell.
I hope so. I might shoot some lacquer thinner through it just to be sure. But while that dries, I want to dust up the tracks a little bit. How much of this is left?
At the model student 20 said silent running bummer movie.
It was an okay film. It's empty.
Student20 said I hated it as a kid, loved the robots.
Well, it's definitely not. It was definitely an adult film. You know, it was not. It was not a kiddie film. It wasn't made to compete with Star Wars either. It was definitely its own unique entity. It is a hard one to place. It had kind of Saturn III energy. Or was it? Yeah, Saturn III. But yeah, the robots kind of gave it a tonal whiplash with it being... It felt kidified, even though it wasn't. But you needed something in the film to attach onto as the viewer, because, in all honesty, you understand the motivation why the main character killed the crew, but you also despised that main character because of that. I gotta put some lacquer thinner through this. It's putting out red. And that entire movie was actually made for $1 million and filmed on an aircraft carrier. I'm just trying to dust them up a little. I'm not trying to totally repaint them. Harry's left. Either that or his computer went into standby. Yeah, I tried hitting these with a wash of European dust, but I think because I put it over the rubber, it didn't settle very well. So I'm just dusting these up with a little Tamiya paint now to see if another layer kind of holds on a bit better. Just don't want to go too heavy on the paint.
At the model student 20 said I'm quiet as I am gluing.
Yeah, I've been a bit quiet today too. I feel empty-headed. Not in a good way.
At the model student 20 said vitamin C maybe.
Possibly. That and the weather's just been playing hell with me lately. I always put that down in a different spot every time.
The model student 20 said this time of year is tough.
Oh yeah. Frankie, come here. Especially for us old, arthritic, broken people. That's better. I think I've got everything I need for my artist oils up here. That would explain why
At
that's
the
been
model
happening.
student 20 said pay easy. Lol.
Can't deny the truth. Sorry if it hit close to home, but it applies to me too.
RS_studio said you're not old.
Yes, I am. I'm past 35. I could go at any time.
RS_studio said lol.
Actually, let's use...
The model student 20 said, oh no, I accept my broken decrepitness.
Brushing on some clear varnish to seal these in before we start the oil wash. Yeah, too far. That's what she said.
RS_studio said giggity. Wow, autofocus is more like autofocus today. With that, I am going to take a quick break, get a snack, and a drink, and then I'll be right back to start doing the oil wash. Give this stuff a minute to dry. So I'll be right back.
We're back. Did you bring a poof? You brought a poof. Go get it. I might order some... I know I've got the frost effect here, but I might order some snow as well, just to put on the ground to help suggest the idea. Okay, don't need these.
Horace_studio said gonna go meet up with Black and Fam to get dinner.
Alright, have fun.
Horace_studio said be back later.
Now, is that a threat or a promise? It is 4:30 there. Old people eat earlier. I don't know if you heard that or not. Brushes do I want to use for this? I'll go with those three. Who's that? Hi, Frank. Hi, Frankie. Big boy. You stay there, you can stay up here, okay? Good boy. As usual, we're just trying to pluck out the details. We're not going to do the overall surface. That's more what the environmental stuff's for in a bit. This is mainly to get around all the gross detail. Bring the definition out. Things like the jerry cans we'll do again a bit later. I want to be able to have them differentiated a bit more. Right now we're just concentrating more on the general hull and detailing there. So as it is, this can be very subtle still. You want it to be a little bit more stark than probably I'm doing it right now. But you don't want it to be distracting. Might just leave that hatch open the remainder of the time we're working on this anyway. I gotta retouch that area. Not so much drama, but it breaks up the empty areas. We're going to be adding some stowage, spare track links, NBC boots that they use to keep their boots clean when they're not on the tank. You see them in pictures all the time, just stuffed in the rail here. I've actually cut a pair off of a figure's feet and modified them. Just put some of this over the orange too to knock it down a hair. I still need to find something that I can paint up real quick to experiment with the frost effect on, so I can get an idea how it's going to look on a vehicle. I didn't sell it. But yeah, I like that you added bespoke to it. It adds an air of snobbery and elitism to it.
At the model student 20 said supposed to come with absorbent pads.
Yep. All you really got to do is go buy a tub of cream cheese and a box of cereal. You'll be fine. And you get to eat what's inside it.
At the model student 20 said bespoke of course law.
Yeah, it must be bespoke. Now, is it monogrammed? Do you have your initials on them? Because I know if you order off of like Temu or Alibaba, you can order them in bulk and actually have them like with your name on them. Which I could so easily do that, and God help us. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, if you guys... I can't even design a fucking logo, to be honest. I'm that useless. So like a store with shirts and merch would be one thing, but I'd need something I could have put on it. So like, I could buy like these vinyl lids in bulk, right? With the logo on them and sell them. That's all they are. They're vinyl tub lids for like butter dishes and cream cheese. That's it. That's all it is. See? But I'm honestly waiting for some influencer, you know the type. Got to be wearing like the hoodie and the beanie and have the tattoos all over the place. I'm waiting for some influencer type like that to suddenly get their hands on them and start marketing them as the next best thing because wet palettes are all blasé now, you know? Just watch. I bet you in a couple weeks...
Model student 20 said too late, I'm already making them. LMAO, I have a stack putting my logo on and sending it.
I deserve a cut then. But how much you want to bet Games Workshop is gonna sell them for their acrylics, because, you know, one of the benefits is easy cleanup, so your acrylics won't stick, so you can just run them under hot water and clean them off, or whatever, you know, whatever BS excuse they can make up to sell them.
At the model student 20 said some fake hats and a beanie check. Good thinking.
You know what I'm talking about, though. It's like the stereotypical influencer look. It's like, I'm in a studio under these lights, and it's climate controlled. Yet I'm dressed like I'm in the garage and it's 30 degrees outside. What the fuck?
At the model student 20 said designed and developed by BB Industries. Lol.
I really do need a logo, to be honest. I've been saying it for years. I just can't really think of anything, and I'm not about to ask someone to do it or pay someone to do it, because I don't know. I just do not know. I mean, what would you do? Because I know you've got your own logo and everything. Tell me, oh great sage, who is more advanced than I am, what would you do? You know, besides being a crotchety old complaining fart. So that's what I say best at. Yeah, that's... But every time you turn around, it's like... When did the hobby become represented by all that? Yeah, like... I know you've thrown some, like, off-the-hip ideas out there, but... when it comes to that, my brain is blank, like... I have the creative basis for that of a ferret on fentanyl, okay? Not much is gonna get done, but it's gonna be funny as hell watching it happen. That, or I'll be in a stupor hanging out on the street corner. Doing the fent bent. At least you took it for the joke it was meant to be. Is that over already? It looks like. Okay.
At the model student 20 said it's 2 B's for sure in some sort of picture.
Yeah. That I'm totally in agreement with. Shit, did I just lock that down? There we go.
At the model student 20 said I have a couple ideas swirling around.
Maybe we should get on Discord later and just kind of beat brains around or something. I don't know. Just seems like when I talk about things on here, at some point somebody else makes a video on that exact same thing I just discussed. And suddenly it's all the rage. I just don't know if that's the internet being the internet, or if certain things just go through cycles. I don't know. Like how we've been talking about doing the basic build, right? And just today something popped up in my feed that somebody made about the same time that I started talking about that kind of stuff, about how all these pigments and things are unnecessary and essentially covering the exact same talking points that I brought up. I know it means I'm not the only one thinking this as well.
At the model student 20 said maybe atop a mountain of planes, copters, tanks, trucks, hot chicks pointing up.
Kind of like the Star Wars poster where you got Leia leaning against Luke's leg with the lightsaber up in the air. But instead of that, it's model kicks and me looking my geekiest. But more of like a character form.
At the model student 20 said
It really
"I wonder
does.
when y'all see that."
It's like, wow, I've been talking about that forever, and all of a sudden, you know, stereotypical influencer type suddenly makes a video talking about exactly the same thing? And it's somebody I've never heard of before?
At the model student 20 said kinda lol.
I mean, there's coincidence and then there's what the fuck. And lately I've been getting a lot of the what the fuck kind of deja vu.
At the model student 20 said Conan atop the defeated horde.
Build your model kits or see them driven before you. Wait. That wasn't right. What else, though? What else could work? Because, well, that's like a funny placeholder image. There you go, a giant airbrush. It would have to be kept simplistic, though, because that could easily just be, you know, way, way, way over the top, and people miss what it's for. You know? Maybe it was some, you know, like the no smoking sign, but instead of smoking, it's no MIG, no ammo, no AK.
At the model student 20 said, no, seriously, it should reflect that you build a lot of models ranging a host of topics offering a wealth of info and tips.
Well, there's that, but it could. I'm just talking visually. It could be too cluttered. What's the other name they gave all that crap? Was it the Spanish style? Is that what they call it? I remember that being a nickname for all that kind of liquids and powders and stuff like that. Jeez. Ear tickles.
At the model student 20 said, raw dogging it, I think the kids call it.
No, that's what I'm doing to this.
Student 20 said, slap chop.
No, but there was a term coined for like the whole color modulation, MIG effects, AK stuff. I really want to say it was the Spanish style. At least that's what they nicknamed it, for like that type of model building and painting.
Cooper 30,022 said, I think it was French.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Cooper 30,022 asked for slap chop.
No, slap chop is something else entirely. I just thought they gave it that name because MIG was Spanish, wasn't he? Or isn't he, I should say.
Model student 20 said yes.
I know it's not the Belgian style, because one, that's waffles, and two, that would be Verlinden. Let me see here.
At the model student 20 said, got into some tax trouble there, I think.
I think that's part of why he divested himself from the company to begin with. I'd always heard it was part of a divorce settlement too. Yeah, it's the Spanish style. Sorry, I just had to look it up.
At the model student 20 said Allie busy builder and the 40 tips. You could be like on a carpet looking all mysterious and such dispense and mystical modeling incantations.
Nah, doing a cross-leg Zen pose on top of a Humvee hood with kits spilling out the sides.
Student 20 said grinning face with sweat emoji.
The other one could be considered, you know, wrong by certain people out there. With a mischievous cat or two behind the windshield. Because those little suckers are just as much a part of the stream as the models.
At the model student 20 said, oh yeah, cultural inappropriations.
Yeah, we're not going there. Frank's back on the couch. I stopped playing with him when tossing his ball for him. I hope to at least get the dull coat on it today, so that way tomorrow I can start the weathering.
Maybe just two capital B's and an arch between them of tanks, trucks, space robots, paintbrushes, question marks, etc.
That could work. And it is more representative, like you said, of the scope of everything, not just...
Model student 20 said it has to be simple too.
Mm-hmm. And once the logo is more known, that's when you can do more like character shirts and things like that. as long as the logo's on it and people
Model
understand where it
student
comes
20
from.
said something you can put on a sticker or label.
Yes. Like your logo. Not worried too much about getting all the wash off the lower parts here, because they're going to get dirty all up. Because even when you're, like, I'm not going to have the plow down, but even if you're plowing, so you've just disturbed that dirt, and then you're running your tracks through it, you're going to be throwing that dirt forward onto here.
At the model student 20 said gonna get muddy anyway.
Yep. It's more to season the paint than it is anything else down there.
At the model student 20 said that blade assembly looks rugged and cool.
Oh, it's a beast. You gotta think, these are both the hydraulic rams for lifting and lowering it. And then it's held on by that many support arms. Let's do this in here. Get a brush with just a little bit of odorless mineral spirits on it.
At the model student 20 said season that paint with the spice weasel. Bam, bam.
One more time! Bam!
At the model student 20 said bam.
That was delayed. You can see how it did pull out all the details a little bit more.
Model student 20 said classic.
Just a little bit of a shadow around them all now. All the vents, the armor grills on the engine deck are deeper.
At the model student 20 said drama. Lol.
Drama. It's like saying China. And Fuck. I'm going to have to take my sprues out of the garbage can really carefully because I need one of the extra ones of these. They just fell out. Or fell off. I don't know where that fell off at. Unless it's miraculously on the tabletop and just invisible to me right now. I doubt it. I'd probably have more luck bending a piece of copper wire and just fitting it.
At the model student 20 asks something pop off?
Yeah, one of the lifting lugs on the commander's cupola / 50 cal turret.
At Loston Wallace 1396 said, did some say, drama. Appears like the devil in a puff of smoke.
How you doing, Loston?
At the model student 20 said, this is me.
We're just discussing ideas for a logo. Something I can put on shirts and stickers and maybe set up a small store for. I don't know. Do I get enough traffic to warrant it? That shouldn't be the real question. It's not, do I get enough now? It's, will I get enough?
Model student 20 said, circling looking for a part stuck to my tweezers.
Oh, I hate that. When the super glue hits just wrong.
At Loston Wallace 1396 asks, how goes it, amigo? Surviving the holidays?
Oh yeah, we're surviving fine. We're past the big one. New Year's is just another day. But I'm off New Year's Day, so I might use that to my advantage and do a stream that night after work. See if I can force myself to stay on and up past midnight.
At the model student 20 said, here, here. At Loston Wallace 1396 said, turret's looking nice.
Well, here's the hull. We're getting ready to dull coat it and start in with the mud effects. Just gotta wrap this little bugger up. Yeah, we've been thinking about a logo and maybe a character shirt idea.
The model student 20 said, I'm back in the groove, finally getting enough done to get an episode out. Lots more visitors this year.
Yeah, I've noticed that on mine. I look at my little stats checker on YouTube Studio for my phone. And I went from having like 650 viewers average in the past year to 740.
Model student 20 said she is looking really good made.
So, definitely getting out there. We're almost at 700 subs. I just need like 8 more to get there. Then the next big milepost after that, I mean, 8 and 900 are still important, but the next big one will be 1,000. Tomorrow we might paint the crew figures, is what I'm expecting. Did I get the face of this done? I did not.
The model student 20 said, I see the tandem live streams attract a fair amount of traffic. I have to start live streaming ASAP.
Live streams can, especially as the audience gets larger, because it gives people something to sit and watch. They can have it on in the background, especially if the person's got like a really active audience. And people can still comment on the video, kind of like you do, when you're not able to catch me live. And get responses and things like that. But I also know part of the live stream experience is interacting live, you know, interacting real time, not past tense. Time are we looking at here? 2:24. Yeah, let's get the flat coat on it. And then we'll start picking out our dirts. Well, we only got 2 dirts to choose from, but I'll look at pictures and see which one makes the most sense.
It's a treat to see it in real time.
Well, especially when you can.
Aha! Hehe! 20 said the live stream has to have a good topic.
Found it.
A hook.
Found the little bastard.
At the model student 20 said mix them together. Lol.
Now if it'll just stay. I think I knocked it off with the brush when I was putting the wash on.
At the model student 20 said awesome. At Loston Wallace 1396 said wow, that's tiny.
That's what she said. Anyway. Okay, where's my flat earth? There's my flat earth. No, not that flat earth. That's bull, but...
At the model student 20 said barbarian. Lol. Model student 20 said rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Why are you calling me a barbarian? The most dangerous modeler on the planet. No,
Wallace 1396 said world's greatest berserker modeler.
No, I haven't gone full berserk yet.
At the model student 20 said rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
God, I love this brand of flat coat now.
At Loston Wallace 1396 said builds, destroys, rebuilds. At the model student 20 said good times.
Builder of War. Oh wait, no. And I've got my filter fan set up back. Words fail today. I've got my filter fan set up working again too. That's what she said. Yep, you can get it at Hobby Lobby.
At the model student 20 said it works well for you.
I like it. It's the closest thing to the old Tester's acrylic flat coat that I've been able to find. Mr. Clear is okay, but it's lacquer based, hard to find in the US right now. And I really don't like spraying lacquers. But yeah, it dries to a scale dead flat finish.
At the model student 20 said I see a few guys using it. Lou Aztec Dummy uses it now as well.
It's because all the other manufacturers have gone bye-bye. Testers. You know, when I was on my anniversary trip with my wife in Washington, we found an old hobby shop up in Washington State. Or was it Oregon? It was up around there. It was just a little side of the road. We saw the sign and I just said, fuck it, hobby shop. You know?
Said, I'll have to give it a try.
And I managed to get 2 bottles of the old Tester stuff. But it went quickly. But this stuff, it just feels right when you put it on. It's not... It's a good dead flat, but it's not an out-of-scale flat. Which is what I find I run into a lot of times. And I know that sounds weird, but if you've seen flat coats out of scale, then you know what I mean. It's just, it's too dull. It's like... It's light-absorbingly dull flat. And even a freshly painted tank isn't that dull.
At the model student 20 said me too, can't wait to get it.
You still haven't got yours yet? I thought you got some months ago.
Davis
7629
said you managed
Here,
to
Mittens.
get your wife into modeling.
Come here. Someone's upstairs. Meowing. She's built a few, but she's more like
At Loston Wallace
diamond art kind of thing.
said I've seen them be super matte flat, and that can look weird, yeah.
Yeah, Mittens or Marbles is upstairs meowing. Let me make sure he's okay here in a sec.
At the model student 20 said the Mr. Hobby is the flattest flat I have. Out of stock, back in now.
I prefer this also because the acrylic nature is more tame when it comes to applying it. Where like if you have a leak in your paint and the Mr. Hobby can get under it, or if you accidentally put it on too heavy or whatever, you know, if shit happens, Mr. Hobby will rip your shit up. How's that? Like, the lacquer-based paint is too hot and can crackle your acrylics.
At Lowston Wallace 1396 said acrylic also seems much more forgiving.
It is. And that's what basically what I just mentioned with the difference between the lacquers and the acrylics. I didn't do the road wheels with any kind of wash because they're going to get dirtied up pretty well. Just making sure the front faces are dead flat. And I can give you a preview of the frost effect. I can hide it on the belly of the M60. Because then if it doesn't turn out right, I can always just cover it up, but I can still hide it.
At the model student 20 said I would prefer an acrylic. I had that happen before with a different clear. It crinkled everything it touched.
I've had Tamiya do that, believe it or not. Let me get the airbrush cleaned out and I'll demonstrate the frost effect.
Lowston Wallace 1396 said the cracking thing? Yeah, have that happen as well.
It's what happens when your underlying paint is more flexible or not fully cured, and it stretches the paint. Or in the case of putting a lacquer over an acrylic, since the acrylic bonds differently, even with a primer it'll happen. The lacquer lifts it, the solvents in the lacquer lift it off the plastic, and as it dries, the lacquer shrinks and pulls the paint together. Which is why you get the crackling. And not the good kind, where it's like the skin off of bacon or something, you know? It's not crackling like you get in the UK. So this frost fluid, if you airbrush it on evenly, it forms something that looks like hoarfrost, right? Like you come out to your car in the morning and you just see the lines of frost all over the top. And then if you build up more, it begins to build up like a thickness, like a more frosty texture. This stuff.
At Lowston Wallace 1396 said doesn't pay to get in a rush.
Come on, focus. There we go.
At the model student 20 said that'll do it too.
It looks like it's a reactive chemical though, because it takes a minute for it to go into effect even once it's dry, or once you think it's dry. So I'm loading up a little bit in the airbrush. And we're going to take the belly of this, because I want to put it on the fenders and everything. So we're going to do around here. And just see what it does on a big area like that. I don't know if the camera's picking that up too well, but you can already see where it's got like the frosty crystal effect. In person, it looks real.
At Lowston Wallace 1396 said I have some of that frost.
I'm putting it on
Bought
this.
it in early December, but haven't actually used it on any.
So I'm going to put a little more over it. Because I want to go around and, like, all the places that water would collect. So, like, around the bolts on the fenders, around the headlight area there, on some of the open fenders, and other things that would really build up on. And then as you build it up thickness-wise, it turns into more of like a frost buildup like you get on your car roof as it dries. And it even begins to form little crystals. I tried spraying this across some static grass yesterday, and it looked exactly like the frosty grass we get here in the morning. Put a good layer here. Dry it out. Put it over a broad surface, that way the camera can pick it up easier.
At the Model Student 20 said, when I first started I got artist flat acrylic, I laid it on a fig and turned him into a snowman. W-A-Y, too much lol, that is cool stuff, need some of that stuff.
So, but yeah, you can see how it's...
At Lowston Wallace 1396 said, oh yeah, I can see this looking good already.
Maybe mix it with some heavier patches of clear coat to simulate like gathered water. But I want to go for like a frozen, icy morning look.
At the Model Student 20 said, for the frost on grass especially.
But that's how the fender would look. It even has that weird kind of reflective but flat
At the
look
Model
that frost
Student
gets.
20 said windows and hoods, roofs, etc.
So I'll figure that out on there. Oh, here's the test grass. So you can see where it's kind of gathered right there on that. This is an old base. I'm going to be revamping it. Here, let's just put the rest of this on here.
At the Model Student 20 said neato.
And you can see the frost forming as I dry it. I'm just blowing air over it now. The airbrush is empty. So that's the idea, anyway.
At the Model Student 20 said pool base.
Yeah, it was my idea for like a ruined apocalyptic road base that
At
hadn't been
Lowston
maintained in
Wallace
50 years.
1396 said, thanks for showing that on camera.
No
Now
worries.
I kind of know what to expect when I use it.
So if you do it like too much, and this might come in handy for like doing puddles that have iced over, but I tried to get it in a crack there, but it spread out, and then it formed a rim around the edge, so like an icy rime.
At the Model Student 20 said, that's why I hang here, everything happens live, it's the best way to learn from you.
That's why I like showing that stuff off too. Like, you don't know how many videos I looked up just to find the Vallejo one to see if it did what I wanted it to. Because the Green Stuff World one, too aggressive. It's too spiky, too frosty, too chunky. The Ammo and MiG one never showed it well enough. Or somebody who's always just testing it on a flat tongue, untie yourself, please. A flat piece of plastic. You didn't get to see what it looked like on something, on a paint, on a color, on a physical subject.
At Roston Wallace 1396 said that icy lime effect would be great for rocks in a frozen creek bed, etc.
Mm-hmm.
At the model student 20 said exactly.
So I just want to find different ways to use it on this. I'm not recreating a picture exactly, but there's one of an M60 from the rear. And you can see the obvious snow on the ground and everything. Its turret's turned to the right, and it's during a reforger exercise. So I want to have like a dead leafless tree off to the side of it, and then the snow and the grass and the frost. One moment. I'm going to show you the picture I'm basing this off of. Real quick. Because you can see how it's dusty and it's icy at the same time. Come on, autofocus. And if you pay attention, look at the road. It's a dirt road, but what do you not see because it's frozen? There's no tracks on that road. This stuff... it's on Amazon. Just Vallejo Frost Effect.
At Roston Wallace 1396 said that's a cool reference shot.
It's essentially what I'm basing.
Model student 20 said no gravel or tracks.
Mm-hmm. Just looks like a well-maintained farm road. If it's in Germany, it's probably what it is. The reforger exercises just went through the local towns there. They didn't have like a specialized area. They trained for real, like if the Russians were coming. So, yeah, yesterday I went out to my peach tree since it's barren and found a couple of smaller branches
At the model student
that I might be able to make a kind of like a dead looking tree, you know, no leaves, down for the winter. I can add more branches to it. Before I get to dirt and mud, a couple other little details I still gotta do. I might just save dirt and mud for tomorrow. Let's see how that looks now that it's dried even further. Oh yeah, there you go. But you see how it has a kind of shimmer to it as well? Come on.
Said that branch will look great with some detailing.
I need a different paint palette. This one's got oils. Pretty much done with the oils for now.
At the model student 20 said dog walk imminent.
Yeah, we're probably going to be ending here soon too. We're at almost 3 hours. Yeah, I'll probably just finish up the little details off stream and have it ready for mud and dirt tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll probably just cut it here. Like I said, it's 3 hours. Got a really good chunk done today. Off to a rough start, but we got a good chunk done. So yeah, that's going to be good. Especially once she starts getting dirty. So I'll finish up the little shit and get her ready for dust and dirt.
Wallace
See?
Like the side of my car right now.
So just imagine it, you know, sprayed on the fenders, the boxes here. I wouldn't put it on the engine deck. That would probably heat up pretty quick. But on the air intake boxes, the stowage fenders, on top of the turret places.
Said, crushing this build so far.
Then I can come back with some... oh yeah, I'm off tomorrow. And then from places like this, where the rain gutters are, I can take a little bit of clear gloss, add in some wet effect, just to make it look like it's melting on the edges. But we got to get it dirty and dusty first. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get her done and ready for that. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I want to try and be on earlier. I know I always say that, and I never am. But yeah, this morning was really rough getting up. I had, like RoboCop said, I'm having trouble. So yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow. We'll start the earth effects on this. Maybe get as far as the frost, I don't know. I've just got to be careful because I did notice one thing. I tested it on the bottom of the LAVR. It likes to leach the color out of these.
At the model student 20 said all things in good time, see ya tomorrow.
Yep, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Austin Wallace 1396 said try to catch up with you tomorrow, man.
No worries. Yeah, we should be back tomorrow then. We'll try to be anyway. Yeah. So thanks everybody for hanging out and watching. And yeah, see you tomorrow. I want to aim for 10, but I never make that easily. But we'll see. I might force myself to bed early tonight.